Silakan Bu.
Baik, terima kasih Pak Hendri. Jadi agak-agak bersemangat ini. Baik, kita selanjutnya lanjutkan ke plenary selanjutnya dengan Bapak Win Srinaldi SMM dari Institut Transportasi dan Logistik Trisakti. Dengan temanya yang akan disampaikan adalah Collaboration of Handling Medical Logistic Vaccine ya during pandemic COVID-19. Bapak Win Srizaldi, are you ready?
Yes, Bu, Dia, thank you.
Okay.
So can I share the screen right now? Everybody can hear my voice?
Ya, Pak.
Okay. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, salam sejahtera, semoga kasih sayang, keselamatan, dan keberkahan dilimpahkan kepada kita semua. Good afternoon, everybody. So, I'm sorry, I may speak in English to just carry this presentation, yeah. It's okay, Abu. But anyway, later on to question and answer also can be in Indonesia. So this is my title of the presentation, Collaboration of Handling Medical Logistics or Vaccine during pandemic COVID-19. So I'm as a practitioner lecturer of ITL Trisakti. ITL is Institute Transportation and Logistics. Yeah. So this is overview as request 10 slides. So I will carry 10 slides. So I will carry, this is the journey to the new normal, yeah. And see the source of PXL publication here. This is about the history from lockdown to new normal and until new normal here. From lockdown till release the lockdown here. Yeah. So logistics involved on this journey. So this we need to answer this question actually. How to do proper medical logistics by collaborating among party concerned. Yeah. So why do we need collaboration as success factor on medical logistics, in this case vaccines handling today? So we will be sure how ready stakeholders involved on this vaccine logistics, especially for logistician and transporter perspective. From the Project Sunrise research 2020, you can see on the diagram here. So the readiness of freight forwarder is 40%. So this is freight forwarder is the most party who are ready to carry this handling. Yeah, it is not normal for us, yeah, because freight forwarder is intermediary, so they must be ready. Compare with the other party, yeah. So the proper maintenance of vaccine during transport is known as the cold chain, yeah. So the proper cold chain is a temperature control supply chain that includes all equipment and procedures using or used in the transport and storage and handling of vaccine from the time of manufacture to administration of the vaccine, yeah. So this is proper maintenance and proper cold chain is the key words. And the background of the collaboration in medical logistics, I make it short, MedLog handling, yeah. So Indonesia receive vaccine temperature of minus 80 degrees, yeah. So this vaccine, if minus 80 degrees, can be stored for 6 months actually, yeah. but our current regional cold chain logistic infrastructure only managed to reach minus 25 degrees Celsius. Thus, if we send the doses to various cities and districts, they will only last 2 weeks. Yeah. So this is we're talking about the vaccine self-life. Yeah. So the next step is to transfer vaccine to the special boxes. So the special boxes can maintain a temperature of 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. Yeah. This is what the Sadiq noted. This is informant who informed the process of the self-life of vaccine. Also, the Health Minister of Indonesia actually initiated to develop a national vaccine cold chain logistic infrastructure, yeah, in collaboration with UNICEF, yeah. So in this case, we have received 1.5 million doses of Pfizer vaccine through business-to-business B2B collaboration, yeah. And of course, this kind of vaccine requires a different cold chain distribution channel. Yeah, this is the background. We received many vaccines, including the Pfizer vaccine now. Some definition about the three important main parts on medical logistics to be performed is good manufacturing practice. We call it GMP. This is a general principle that must be observed during manufacturing so that products achieve consistent quality. And the organization that provides the GMP guideline is WHO, yeah, World Health Organization, yeah, United Nations body, this one, yeah. And you can see over there on the right side, medical supply chains during pandemic. Yeah, this is the from the diagram there or the picture. You can see how to manage supply chain in humanitarian response. So in this case, handling vaccine medical logistics is part of the humanitarian response. From procurement, sourcing, production, quality control, logistic management, till the last mile distribution. Yeah. So the last word you can see on the right top side, coordination and collaboration, and of course include the service improvement over there. So this is the flow, yeah. And cold chain and vaccination logistics. Well, to manage the cold chain, there are 4 elements of effective cold chain. So one, we need to have a well-trained staff, reliable storage units, valid temperature monitoring equipment, and accurate vaccine inventory management. Yeah. So this is 4 elements of effective cold chain. And on medical logistics, especially in developing countries such as Indonesia, yeah, we can see here may involve 6 areas geographic from international, national, regional, district, until city or small town, and could also involve 3 sectors from private sector, public, and non-governmental organization under one control of Ministry of Health. This is better under one control, yeah. And the product life cycle of medical logistics from raw material till disposal may involve at least 14 activities or process, as you can see on the right-hand side, yeah, from raw materials, manufacturer, yeah, regulation, import, warehousing, transport, until the disposal of the material. And this is still continue with monitoring system. Should be monitored. The medical supply chain monitoring system. There are 9 activities. Good communication, define partners, national committee, aggregate data, existing data, early warning, regular supervision, feedback mechanism, and team roles. This is the monitoring system. And finally, we have a core performance indicator. There you can see around 12, yeah, the one. From product selection, durational use, quantification and forecasting, consumption, procurement efficiency, supplier performance, import clearing, quality control, distribution loss, inventory control, minimum stock level, and availability. So this is the core performance indicator for medical supply chains. Yeah. And GMP. If we are talking about GMP, a good manufacturing practice and quality, the GMP is a consistent manufacturing and inspection recommended according the quality standard, minimize risk, covers all aspects of production, includes training and hygiene of staff, requires writing record every step. This is actually the complete definition of GMP. And of course, this will result the quality in medicine. The quality of medicine is also determined from design and production process. As you can see on the left hand side on the below, yeah, this is pharmaceutical production. So from manufacturer's process until the last mile of transport. And the quality assurance during storage could be done by 5 activities from storeroom, bulk storage, orderly arrangement, accountability access, and stock rotation. And for the quality assurance for cold chain is 5 critical points. Yeah, this is from manufacturer, storage, shipping, and shipping in transit, ambient storage, and service delivery point. And this is that you can see below. This is also may involve the personal procedures, documentation, and quality control for those critical points. Yeah. So this is segregation and managed according to the individual requirement. And GSP. So continue to GSP, good storage practice. This could be determined by cold chain equipment, especially for vaccine. This cold chain defect diminish service delivery, while different level requires different type and must meet WHO standards. Medical supply chain in a GSP may consist 6 components. As you can see, product recall, personal premises and facilities, storage requirements, return goods, dispatch and transport. And of course, need also to pay attention on drug stability in cold chain and cold chain monitoring equipment, such as VVMS. VVMS is vaccine file monitors, dial thermometer, steam thermometer, electronic temperature logger, and freeze indicator. Yeah. And the storage and transport facilities, we have to prepare 2 things. This must be done on the facility such as warehouse and storage. Yeah. The storage needs, we have to determine the type of item and product, existing capacity, yeah, to review the existing storage, identify the storage gap, outsource storage, just in case we don't have enough storage. We have option to use army storage, private sector, and contractor storage. And agreement. We need to see the agreement. Who can provide additional and specific cold chain capacity? Temporary storage. We need also to consider temporary warehousing in strategic location, close to the airport or seaport. And of course, we have to get the SOP, standard operating procedure. Yeah, this is for emergency warehouse operation. And the preparedness for transport and distribution is involve a custom. We need to consider and prepare for potential bottleneck at custom, establish tariff-free and expedited treatment of needed medical product and equipment, determine custom procedure for emergency supplies. And transport option is identify transport option by region, whether we can use the army transportation to assist 3PL or multinational corporation. The contract agreement, and the last one is capacity gap, identify transport capacity and potential gap. So the last is GDP, good distribution practice. So on GDP, my should pass 8 point or places. Yeah, this is from the right picture. You can see from port, from manufacturer supplier to port clearing, inspection, and go to the custom. After custom, go to the storage, requisition of supplies, dispense to patient, and go to the procurement unit. Yeah, and the most important is to consider documentation, to consider the batch certificate, packing list, and commercial invoice. The accuracy is essential, and under exceptional circumstances must be considered. Of course, there is a risk on GDP, yeah, such as port delay. So this is as a consequences, yeah, and may affect the monetary and wastage risk, such as reduced shelf life, quality, product deterioration, and increased theft risk. On distribution model, this is we get from the Project Sunrise. Yeah, according to the IATA, more than 27 airlines, 80 ground handlers, and 190 freight forwarders already Safe Pharma certified. So this party must have certified. Yeah. So having adequate expertise, procedures, infrastructure in place to handle regular pharma shipment. So 3 model they use usually is direct distribution, go to the destination, traditional distribution just to transit point or hub, and from last mile distribution model is from hub to destination. And actually, this knowledge of medical logistics can be learned by following or attend the health logistics module. Yeah, there are actually 4 modules. So a student or teacher or lecturer can learn the module. This is around 11 hours. Yeah. So over there below, you can see the existing pharmaceutical standard guidelines such as International Air Transport Association Temperature Control Regulation or TCR, and World Health Organization Annex 5 we use to handle this pharmaceutical standard or vaccine. And DCP. The last one is DCP is Business Continuity Plan and Risk Management. So BCP and managing risk can be break down into 3 actions, which is immediate action is rapid decision making. Short term is mitigating impact, improving coordination and resource planning. And long term is, or medium, involve agile strategies, investing in technology and continuous improvement. And on the right side, you can see emergency response in the initial phase may involve also 6 parts from transport, custom bottleneck, stockpile, suppliers and suppliers, procedures, information management, and waste management. The waste management is need to pay attention. Is healthcare facility waste management. This is the last thing. But we need to identify and analyze the method of handling waste and chemical at the hospital or maybe on the healthcare facility. So this is will be related to Undang-Undang Number 32, 2009. So we already produced this in proceeding. Yeah, there are papers on the proceeding about the handling waste in the hospital. And below also the top 8 concern from Project Sunrise is, or Safe Pharma, is temperature, lack of visibility, lack of adequate infrastructure, cool room capacity storage, unexpected delay, end-to-end connectivity, security, and cost. So this is a concern that must be aware. Yeah? So finally, observation and recommendation. So we have to follow the national, international rule combined with expert guidance. Yeah. So this is a party that involved in vaccine logistics such as Indonesian Army, Indonesian Police, local government. So the other party like educator, trainer, and lecturer. So I see also some of the lecturer here already contribute a lot. During pandemic, they have creativity. They share a lot how to have hand sanitizer, to produce hand sanitizer, and some activity. Yeah, this is also part of the how to involve to decrease. Yeah, this is for this is about the PM Peraturan Menteri Kesehatan RI number 9, the guidance of social limitation in big scale in acceleration program of handling COVID-19. Yeah, so this is may involve expert concern in guidance and supervision. As you know, Indonesia is ranked 5 from another four countries, China, India, US, and Brazil. This is vaccinated in the world, yeah. China already vaccinated 2.3 billion doses. India's 1.3 billion. United States 484 million doses. Brazil 314 million doses. And Indonesia is already 251 million doses. So already 47% of 208 million of population of Indonesia. So this is also, we'll end this presentation, yeah. We need certified logistic expert to manage the temperature. Then the current recommendation is a readiness of party concern. This readiness of party concern will determine the successful collaboration of vaccine handling in medical logistics, such as by knowing complete and detailed process of the procedure, yeah. And partnership is important for better synergy. And we need to keep the health and hazard dangerous substance awareness, yeah, to have hazard awareness in handling vaccine COVID-19. So I think that is my last presentation. So everybody, thank you for your kind attention. So you can also reach me on the LinkedIn or YouTube, and also send me an email if any further question related this presentation. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wins Rizaldi.